your home. Please take care of yourself and each other. Good night.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvil's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com. Cars Plus starts something new sales event going on now with up to 20% off on Jeep Gladiators. Get to Cars Plus today. And McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime. An alleged threat on the general manager at the Port Authority of Guam, the GM recusing himself from the case as authorities investigate.
More public outcry amid the ongoing investigation into a death here at the Guam Memorial Hospital. I'm Nevaeh Anderson with the story coming up.
The Guam Waterworks Authority wants to move forward with a water and wastewater infrastructure project to support the governor's medical campus in Manilao despite ongoing litigation. I'm Mitsuki Hirayama with the details coming up.
Hafidez and buenas noches. Bienvenido para KUAM News Primetime. Guahu Sinik Delgado. Allegations of workplace violence at the Port Authority of Guam. Now, an internal and criminal investigation is underway after the Port Marina manager, Frankie Roslin, allegedly threatened Port General Manager Roy Respisio's safety inside his office. Roslin apparently getting violent enough that he damaged office property. Respicio is recusing himself from being involved in the administrative investigation, while a deputy port GM states the agency, quote, remains committed to ensuring a safe and professional workplace for all employees. An apparent violent exchange between Port Marina manager Frankie Roslin and Port General Manager Roy Respicio. KUAM obtaining details of the encounter unfolding on March 12th when Respicio called Roslin to his office. The discussion beginning with talks about Roslin's relative being considered for a position at the port, a selection process that Respicio explained he was not involved in. The meeting then intensifying with Respicio calling out Roslin for stirring up issues between him and Roslin's significant other. At one point, Roslin allegedly telling Respicio he was put at the port to tell the GM who to keep close and who not to. Respicio disagreeing. The conversation then getting violent with Roslin becoming triggered and getting angry while making a fist and stepping toward Respicio. Roslin held back. It's then that Roslin allegedly repeatedly punched Respicio's office door, damaging that a safe and professional workplace for all employees, and will continue to address matters in accordance with established policies and procedures. The agency has yet to respond to KUAM's request regarding Roslin's employment status. You may recall Roslin was a former Department of Corrections officer who admitted to official misconduct for his part in the 2017 prison contraband scandal. Adelup only commenting this is a personnel matter and referred our questions to the port. New developments into the officer-involved shooting in Dededo that involved a drunk driver. KUAM confirming the Guam police officer that pulled the trigger is Officer Justin Kenga. You may recall Officer Kenga was cleared of manslaughter and negligent homicide charges in connection to the deadly gas station shooting in Dededo reported back in 2022. Attorney General Doug Moylan calling for the dismissal then, stating Kenga acted in self-defense. That could very well be the case in this latest officer-involved shooting. An internal affairs investigation is underway. Officer Kenga was forced to pull his duty weapon on the drunk driver identified as Angela Tenorio. In other news, a man is accused of plowing his van into a group of people at a beach early Sunday, and he was released from prison. 19-year-old Westfall Addy is charged with aggravated assault, and reckless conduct. An eyewitness telling police they saw the suspect driving in circles, attempting to hit a group of people sitting on the beach. Others were forced to climb over the fence to get to safety. Court documents stating one victim fell into the sand before the suspect allegedly drove over him. Another victim allegedly telling police the suspect, who they did not know, argued with the group, making threats before later returning with others. That same victim alleged the suspect threw a beer bottle to his head. Both were treated at the hospital for injuries. Now, Addy allegedly told officers it was the group on the beach that initiated the violence, adding he was trying to drive away. Addy also allegedly telling police he ducked down as he tried to get off the beach when he accidentally hit the victim. He was released on $5,000 bond. In the wake of a recent death at the Guam Memorial Hospital courtyard, more families are sharing their troubling experiences at the hospital. One family left questioning how their loved one, who went to GMH for treatment, was later found unconscious outside the building. Nevaeh Anderson has the story.
As the investigation into the death of a woman here at the Guam Memorial Hospital continues to unfold, members of the public are speaking out, sharing similar experiences of their own, claiming negligence played a role. The family of a 75-year-old man says they are still searching for answers after his unexpected death following a visit to the Guam Memorial Hospital. The man's relative, who asked to keep his identity private, says he was admitted to the ER on February 4th for severe back pain and shortness of breath. His sister brought him to the emergency room around 7 p.m. Then at 8:30 p.m. he called her, yelling no one was helping him. She returned about 15 minutes later, placing a lidocaine patch on his back to ease the pain. She assumed he would stay overnight, as he had before when seeking similar treatment for the same complaints. Just hours later at 1 a.m., the family received a devastating phone call.
Telling my mother, your brother was found out by the security shack.
By the time they arrived, he had passed away. Desperate for answers, the family says GMH staff gave them conflicting accounts of what happened. They were first told that the patient was discharged at 10 p.m. and that a nurse had called family to pick him up. But there were no missed calls from the hospital or from their loved one.
75 years old, oxygen dependent, blind, hard of hearing, dependent on a walker. Whether being on a wheelchair or walking, he cannot push that door open by himself.
The medical examiner later ruled that he died from a seizure, but how he ended up outside the hospital remains a mystery.
They said there's nothing noted about trauma. They said he died from a seizure. I said, the hospital told us he rolled down the hill and I guess, I'm assuming, flipped out of the wheelchair because they said they found him on the ground.
The family turned to the Guam Police Department for help but got no answers there either.
How did my uncle get out? How did he die? I mean, what happened? There's 2 hours unaccounted for and we're trying to get answers and everybody's like, oh, I don't know, wasn't me. Nobody was accepting blame. They, not once did anybody they didn't show any empathy.
For this grieving family, the uncertainty is unbearable.
I don't know if they parked him out on the curb and went to go do something else and just assumed he got picked up. I don't know. Nobody had answers. But I don't think he succumbed to that illness. Any of his illnesses. I think what happened was something happened with GMH and they're not telling us.
Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
Thanks, Nevaeh. Nevaeh will have more with another community member sharing their hardship, this time as a patient at GMH. Watch that story Wednesday on Primetime. In other news, Governor Lulian Guerrero filing a complaint for declaratory judgment in the Superior Court of Guam today. She's asking the court to allow her to appoint a Special Assistant Attorney General and Special Prosecutor to investigate and prosecute Attorney General Doug Moylan for alleged corrupt hiring practices. The investigation is on the illegal hiring of more than 70 unclassified employees, including his brother and promotion of his fiancée. The governor says in part the Attorney General has evaded accountability for too long because he is supposed to be the one prosecuting government corruption, not the one committing government corruption. The AG, however, telling KUAM this governor, who is under civil and criminal investigation, is the last person who should be paying lawyers and at taxpayer expense to file lawsuits against this people's law firm. Moylan has 60 days to respond to the complaint. You can read the lawsuit in its entirety on KUAM.com. Now to an update on the governor's potential medical complex in Manilao. The Guam Waterworks Authority looking to move forward with their water and wastewater infrastructure projects to support the new hospital amid ongoing litigation between the AG and the governor. Mitsuki Hirayama has the details.
The Guam Waterworks Authority is seeking approval from the Consolidated Commission on Utilities to authorize the use of American Rescue Plan funds for water and wastewater infrastructure installation for Manilao and to support the new medical campus. This by entering into a sub-grant agreement with the Guam Economic Development Authority, GWA General Manager Miguel Bordalio.
As the board is aware, GPA executed or is in the process of executing a similar agreement for the power infrastructure required to support the Manilao and surrounding areas. This is a similar resolution.
Bordalio says it's a critically important and time-sensitive initiative. The project cost $62.9 million, and like the $35.4 million power infrastructure project, the funding expires on December 31st, 2026. Bordalio is unsure if GWA will meet the deadline.
That gives us our anticipated completion date. It's a very difficult timeline. We are not sure at this point whether we can get all of it done, but we intend to structure the design and construction packages such that we can get as much of it done as possible within that funding restriction deadline.
The resolution states the project is crucial to meet the projected growth in Mangilao to ensure reliable potable water and wastewater services are available to support the possibility of a new public hospital, public health, the economy, and the environment. But before the CCU approves it, they want the specific term medical campus removed, presumably as a loophole to avoid potential repercussions from ongoing litigation. As reported, commissioners were concerned after the Attorney General warned the utility agency against using ARP monies obligated to the governor's new hospital as the issue is before the court. GPA ended up removing the term from their project, and GWA is expected to follow suit. Mitsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Thanks, Mitsuki. We'll be right back.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Leaving my phone and bush cutter outside. It's gonna happen. Oh, yeah. Oh, take it. Come on, bro. It's free, bro. Yo, bro. Just take it.
Looking to ditch your old phone?
Take it.
Trade into Guam's most reliable network and get an extra $300 off the latest phones on any unlimited plan. GTA, we start with you.
Hey, I got the job. So I can go part-time. Yes!
Some days bring new opportunities. First Hawaiian Bank can help you say yes to making the most of them. Manage your accounts, earn cash back, and when you need advice, we're here for you.
We should really get him into an art program.
No matter where your journeys take you, you can bank on the best. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Welcome back to Primetime. A group of volunteers and artists is proving that a little color can go a long way in the healing process. Through bringing color to healing, the Pediatrics unit at the Guam Memorial Hospital has been transformed with vibrant murals and local artwork. Jonah Gacharfis takes us inside.
A splash of color and creativity now fills the halls of Guam Memorial Hospital's Pediatrics unit, thanks to a community-driven project aimed at making the space feel more inviting. Kyle Dahlman, Risk Manager for GMH.
This is a more welcoming environment for patients, family, and staff alike. And what you're seeing, the art on the walls, is really the fruit of a very extensive collaboration between Guam Memorial Hospital Authority's Pediatric Family Advisory Council, CAHA, and the Guam Memorial Hospital Authority Volunteers Association.
The Pediatric Family Advisory Council, or PFAC, is the first of its kind at the hospital, bringing together hospital staff and community members to improve the patient experience.
Between GMHA staff, from Board of Trustees members, all the way down to the front line, the most important aspect of the PFAC is the community advisor representation.
Dahlman says the council's mission aligns with GMH's core values.
It honors the community through starting with the community.
Project manager Shay Cardona says bringing color to healing started with a vision, one that was made possible through collaboration with local artists.
I started with Scarlett Savage, who was the creative director. We worked together on kind of the overall concept, and then we made a list of what artists we needed.
As members of the art collective Obra, reaching out to Guam's creative community was seamless. Scarlett Savage played a crucial role in shaping the visual direction of the project.
Scarlett really narrowed down the color scheme. She's a professional artist. She does incredible work. She designed the hallway murals, and she did some research into the types of colors and the types of designs that would be really appropriate for this particular setting.
With a carefully curated palette, 14 commissioned artists, and 2 muralists, the transformation of the pediatric unit took over a year of planning. Volunteers and artists dedicated their time and talent to make the project a reality, culminating in a ribbon-cutting ceremony on the 4th floor. A vibrant new space made possible through art, collaboration, and a shared mission to bring healing through color.
To see how people work together to bring off a big project like this has been really beautiful. I've appreciated it so much.
Jonagan Charfres, KUAM News.
Well, do you have what it takes to help members in our community in need? AmeriCorps actively recruiting new members as they celebrate and highlight the work of all past and present members. Members get the opportunity to gain leadership skills, conflict management, team building, and professional development. The recruiting comes as they celebrate AmeriCorps Week, an annual celebration to showcase the impact the organization makes in the community through service projects. AmeriCorps UOG Program Director Charlene Mesa-Waymai.
We've done a lot also to help our island during Mawar, during COVID, and so this is annually in March. Second week of March is when we celebrate these AmeriCorps members and the difference that they make in the community.
For more information on how you can get involved with AmeriCorps, visit Serve Guam Commission Office on the 2nd floor of the GCIC building in Hagåtña or call 671-735-2231. Dust off your cowboy boots and shine up your best baubles this year for the Guam Memorial Hospital's Volunteer Association Charity Ball. It's going to be country western. Celebrating its 60th anniversary, the ball is set for April 26th at the Dusutani with the theme Boots and Baubles. Founded in 1965, the GMHVA has played a vital role in supporting patient care and securing millions of dollars in funding for critical hospital equipment. This year's charity ball will also feature the legacy of a lifetime tribute honoring charter member Margaret Jones. GMH Deputy Assistant Administrator of Nursing Services Lizelle Conception.
Your donations have direct impact for our ability to treat patients effectively and safely. This is not just a gift of equipment, it is a gift of hope, healing, and opportunity of countless individuals who rely on us.
Adding to the excitement, Triple J Auto Group has donated a Ford Ranger STX pickup truck as the grand prize for the charity raffle. Proceeds from the ball will help fund essential hospital equipment, including ICU beds, an anesthesia machine, and rehabilitative service tools. For ticket information, visit KUAM.com.
Expect to find crystal clear audio, expansive display space, endless entertainment, and more comfort for everyone. But even with all that, we still left room for all the unpredictability, spontaneity, and unexpected things you'll find out here. The new 2024 Grand Cherokee lineup. Jeep, there's only one.
Go on a journey to discover true health and wellness. At the Medical City, we bring you expert care, cutting-edge treatments, and personalized wellness programs. From wellness checkups to relaxation retreats, nurture your well-being in a place of healing. Explore the Philippines. Experience the Medical City.
Superspeed your life with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet. Get symmetrical upload and download speeds up to 5 gigs. Get started with Fiber 500 at $145 a month, Fiber 1 gig at $215 a month, or Fiber 5 gig at $299 a month. Plus, get 2 SuperPod 6Es with any plan, and a free EcoFlow River 3 and bonus welcome kit with 1 gig and 5 gig plans. Experience tomorrow's islands today with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet.
Three-on-three basketball's pace is much different than its 5-on-5 counterpart. The half-court game requires stamina, range, spacing, having your head on a constant swivel, and improvising at a speed that tests even the most conditioned ballers. But as our Guam national women's team trains for competition in the FIBA Asia Cup later this month, one thing is abundantly clear. Our girls are ready, and they're game.
With our chemistry from 5-on-5, to the 3x3, it's pretty much fast-paced, and there's no coach, so, all of us need to be the leader at this point.
We've played together for a while, especially 5-on-5 and like past national tournaments, so our chemistry is pretty good. We know our strengths.
The level of competition is much higher than what we've previously been to. Our training right now, we're just getting used to the speed of the game just because it's so different from 5-on-5, and the ball is a little bit different.
It's completely different. This time we have a bigger competition height-wise and just playing style, so I think right now we're just trying to get as good competition as we can to get us prepared for pretty much anything.
But most of all, we just try to find the best shot and move the ball around and play together and play well.
These Guam gals are locked in and preparing to counter our opponent's height with speed and lights-out shooting.
We've been playing together for a really long time. I think right now we're just trying to get used to the 3-on-3 ball, obviously.
Once someone scores, we want to be out in the corner already or out in the wing just for that kick out, and just start that set already, since once we rebound, it already starts clock. 12 seconds starts from the get-go.
When I was in college, my coach gave me the ability and the green light to shoot outside, so I think that I would be able to bring that to the table along with my other teammates, and I'm thankful that I'm able to bring that piece to the table because I know three-point shooting is very crucial in 3v3 play.
And just a quick heads up to the teams that we're going to face. Do not underestimate the value of our experience.
All our strengths, they are all bigger and taller than us out there. So just using our body and our speed what could help us.
Our pool is full of a lot of really good teams, so we're just going to go out there, compete, and give it our all.
We want to set this tone, start strong, finish strong. We want to show, the world what Guam's made of.
At the heart of Guam, there's one place where everyone comes together. Kmart, your American superstore, celebrating 30 years with you. To our brave service members, enjoy a special military discount every day as our thanks. To our local community, we've grown with you, bringing trusted brands at prices you love. This season, celebrate with us. From fiestas to family gatherings, we're your one-stop shop. Since 1995, we've grown with you. Here's to 30 years of memories, savings, and the spirit of Guam. Kmart, where everyone is family.
Try double filet sandwich for double the flavor. Just in time for Lent for a limited time. Served all day.
Island Cancer Center has the only state-of-the-art Halcyon Linear Accelerator, providing radiation treatments in the Asia-Pacific region. We are excited to be back up and running after Typhoon Mawar. We have been providing the highest quality patient-centered care for 14 years and will continue to do so. Why? Because we love what we do. Island Cancer Center, our family treating your family. Visit us at islandcancercenter.com or call 671-646-3363.
Hofade, my name is Kirsten Cruz. Guam's beaches are some of the most breathtaking in the Pacific, attracting locals and visitors alike with their crystal clear waters, white sand, and vibrant marine life. From the popular shores of Tumon Bay to secluded coves of Retidian Point, these coastal gems play a crucial role in the island's culture, economy, and environment. However, these natural treasures face challenges, including pollution. Guam Youth Congress members Sienna Santos and Nihal Codion-Placo from Harvest Christian Academy will share insights into their monthly beach cleanup initiative and its impact on preserving the island's coastline. Here's this week's Spark Report.
Hello, my name is Sienna Santos. I'm a representative of the Guam Youth Congress from Tatuha. I'm in 9th grade and from Harvest Christian Academy.
Hello, my name is Nihal Codion-Placo and I'm in 9th grade and I'm a representative of Guam Youth Congress from Tumuning, Tumon, and Harmon.
We initiated some beach cleanups with our fellow representative from Tatuha, Trevin. We primarily started these because ever since when we were younger, since we were raised here, the beach has had a big impact on our lives, and we're really thankful for our beaches and environment, and we want to give back to the community that way.
Can you tell me a bit on how you guys decide the locations?
So the locations were primarily focused on beaches in the villages that we represent and we live near, because that would just be easier for us. And we did some research and we found that the beach with the most community use is Ipao Beach. And so we wanted to do a few beach cleanups there. But starting next month, we want to change around in different beaches to ensure that we can clean up more than one beach.
Can you tell me what are some of the challenges you face when handling these cleanups?
Yes, so one factor is safety. Since Ipao Beach is such a big part, we need to make sure that all our volunteers and ourselves are safe during our cleanups. Some things we have done, we have made sure we all stay in groups, everyone's accountable for someone. We also sometimes have parents there to watch.
Have you guys faced any issues so far?
So far, we haven't faced any significant issues because we've been, the Guam Police Department is always there, like they're always looking over, and they come over to our areas usually and they make sure that we're okay and we're safe and we don't, if we need anything, they help us.
How has the public responded to your efforts? And if you got any, who are the people that usually come to your cleanups?
Yes, so Nihal and I have made posters, and the main volunteers for our beach cleanups are our school's students and our friends and some of our relatives.
How do people usually show up?
Well, our very first cleanup, we didn't get a lot of outreach, but we still had 2 members. However, at our last beach cleanup, we were able to get over 15 participants, which was actually a lot because we only hosted a small beach cleanup and we were really happy.
Yeah. Can you tell me what types of waste do you guys usually pick up?
Yes. Yeah, sometimes it is. Well, there are like the normal things like bottles and cans, but in our previous beach cleanup, we've actually collected, I think, 40 glass beer bottles, which was quite interesting. Another interesting fact is that we found a lobster head, and it was like this bluish color, and it was really beautiful, actually.
Have you seen any improvements from these beach cleanups of like the cleanliness of Ipao Beach, as you said?
So our beach cleanups began in January 2025. And since then, I think I haven't been seeing any new trash, like a lot of new trash. I haven't been seeing that, which is actually really great for us. But of course, there's still a lot more to clean up. But I think we've made a big impact in Ipao.
Are you guys planning any other beach cleanups?
Yes, so we are planning one this March. The day, I believe, is that still tentative?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're still deciding on the main factors, but we are planning to expand it and do some more outreach to reach the other schools, and hopefully it'll be a bigger success.
What were some of your guys' goals when you guys had this cleanups?
So our goals for this was mainly to create a healthier and cleaner place for people to go to the beach. So obviously as high schoolers, we could only do so much, but with the support and help of everyone, I think we could achieve great deals. And I think that all together we can really make a big impact on Guam and create a healthier place for everyone.
So any last words, thoughts to invite people for you guys next beach cleanup?
Okay, yes, so as we said, we are planning a beach cleanup in March. More information will be out soon. We welcome all of you guys to attend, and we hope to see you there.
That wraps up our report for today. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, every small action counts when it comes to protecting our island's beauty. We'll see you next time.
Leadership is the undeniable theme of News Bites for today, and the freshman class of 2028 over at Ukudu High is inviting you to their bingo night. It happens on the 29th from 5 to 9 p.m. at the cafeteria. Just $1 per card for regular round, and blackout is $5 for game mode. Make sure to check it out. Westcare Pacific Islands is also leading, and they have an annual spring camp from April the 14th through the 18th for kids 11 to 14. It's going to be at the Guam Museum starting at 8:30 in the morning, and kids have meaningful connections and leadership life skills. And speaking of leadership, our friends over at the UOG Triton Extravaganza, they have a fun-filled and exciting, I gotta love the wordplay, I gotta tell you, it's an Easter adventure. The Triton Extravaganza, Saturday, April 12th in the courtyard from 2 to 6. There's an egg hunt, food trucks, performances, and much, much more. Good work by my friends over there at UOG, my alma mater, business school, #1.
Now for your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shoutouts, which you can submit on KUAM.com.
Happy birthday, Bonita Boba Girl, from your family and friends in Guam, Hawaii, in the States. We love you so much, to Bonita Santos Wallace. And happy birthday to a true KUAM kid forever. Kyla Wetmore was literally born on our airwaves, 21 years old today. What a wonderful young lady she has turned out to be. Her parents are longtime anchorman Ken Wetmore and his beautiful wife Rochelle, who love Guam. They're back here now. We're going to show you what they're up to, but Kyla is here. She's an island girl at heart. She's made Guam her home. Kyla, we hope you have an absolutely wonderful birthday that is as beautiful and vibrant as you are.
Esagi Zumizu Primetime Show si Zuos Masi Put Nenega Guahu Sinik Dogaro Nafan Safu Hamzuza Gosa Ipongi.
Health, Home, and Lifestyle is brought to you by the Medical City, your trusted partner in health. Hafade Guam, I'm Jason Salas, bringing you another episode of Health, Home, and Lifestyle, where we show you how to live a happy and healthy island life. Here's what's on the docket this week.
House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
I'm in a good mood today, which means I want to talk about real estate, and there's only so much I know, and that's why I bring in the very best, Liz and Gina, both on island. The rare occasion. And so we are here. So ladies, thank you so much. And first of all, please get me up to speed on that wonderful presentation that our friends at Gura gave you last week about that that homeowner program that we really want people to consider and possibly take advantage of, because that's really, really good. So Gina, break it down for us.
The 2 points that I learned from last week's meeting that I think were absolutely fantastic, actually 3, is number 1, you still need to start with a lender. This GURA program is in conjunction with you qualifying at a bank. And what they do is they actually give you grant money to pay down your original loan, that loan that you're going to get from the bank. So that was one. The second one, which I didn't even know, was that you can also use it to build. So for people out there who own their own land, you can use this program to build. Again, you still need to start with a lender. And the third one, I forgot the third one while I was speaking, but pretty much I like the flexibility of this program. I really, really thought it was, I was like, wow, this really can help the community.
Liz, there's an important distinction right there because it's not that money as we really tried to emphasize, and Gina just touched on it. It's not just buying a house. It's also being able to like build from the ground up. So like exactly the house that you want to your specs, right?
Yes, that's right. And there's so many families here that have land. Families have given them land. But to build, of course, there's a factor with the rise in construction costs. But this program offers the advantage of subsidizing part of that loan. As Gina puts it, they still have to go through. They do have income requirements. And as long as you meet those particular guidelines, I think it'll behoove everyone to who are looking to build or to buy a home to at least look into the program, ask the questions, and then see what is possible for them. And there, as you know, there are different ways to build. So we have some people who do self-construction. I don't recommend that unless you're familiar with the construction process. Gina has gone through that process, but she's helped in building many homes over the years, and so have I. I've had to build from scratch for a client in Talafofo once, and you really, I think the key there is you have to really monitor every aspect of the building process. You could be doing it, but you need a construction manager. So I don't really recommend you do it unless you have the experience or have someone you trust that could oversee the construction process. And, you know, I was talking to one developer the other day, and he has a contractor's license, and he would hire individuals to come and build, and they actually factor in the labor costs. So these individuals will go in and build, but he would provide the materials and the running around to buy the materials and get it delivered to the site. So again, there are so many moving parts that you better know what you're doing, or else it'll be an issue. Now, Gina and I have to point out, we have had experience that if you're going to do this, you're going to have to get a valid contractor, because we've had people who pay up front and then the contractor disappears, didn't complete the project, and it became an issue. So.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Now, for a limited time, get our largest pizza at our lowest price. Just $9.99 for our classic New York-style pizza. It's 30% larger than our large, and at only $9.99 for carryout. Don't wait. Order now at your Island Pizza Hut.
If they're going to build, number one, if they already own the land, they already bought it, there's a price tag on that already. So if they paid too much for the land, they certainly can't afford to offer affordable housing. I mean, GURA even told us they can't afford to do it anymore either, because the cost has gone up so high that they actually, GURA presented that they can't afford to build anymore. The cost of construction, which is beyond their control, has gone up so much that they can't afford to do it. But so now we're, you know, Liz and myself and maybe others in our office, we're reaching out to developers we know who have land, and maybe the cost for them, they already own the land, maybe the value or what they paid for it is low enough, so that we might be able to connect them with GURA. You know, I asked, and I know I've already gotten 2 people tell me, yes, you know what? The property I already own, if I have to build in that 450 range, I actually think I could do it. I'm not going to make the profit I wanted to make, but I'll make a profit. And so if I'm going to make something, and he's, you know, a couple of them said, I'm willing to help out. Because honestly, they could just wait for the market to go up, which it will. Anything that comes down goes up at some point. But he said, you know, Gina, I'm willing to help out. Yeah, I'm interested in doing this. And so I'm meeting with 2 people this week that already have land or are interested in building on your land at a more reasonable price range. So yes, if you're out there, you own land and you want to get started, please call us. We'll set up an appointment. And then I have some people that are actually going to build on their own land. And, you know, we're promoting the idea that they keep it reasonable and affordable.
Very nice. And Liz, just to close, of course, this being a program that's offered by the local government, there are not an unlimited number of seats. And I wish we could do this for every single person that does qualify and ultimately does apply. But, you know, it's a finite amount of money. So if you do qualify and if you are interested about acquiring and building a home like with this, we really recommend you jump on this.
Yes, that's right. It's limited funding. It's federally funded. They have a particular budget. Once they exceed that, then the program will end at that point until they receive additional funds. I mean, it's like for those who want additional assistance, there is the KUAM funds, which they normally provide for your closing costs, which is interest-free. And they're part of this program with GORA. There's the funds that they provide is also part of that is interest-free for a certain number of years. So I think it's a great program. People should take advantage of it. But again, bear in mind, it is subject to the income limitation. There are requirements that you have to meet in order to qualify. But at least it's good information.
Yeah, and hopefully this seems like, you know, with Guam, as we've been talking about on this show now, with Guam having a inventory problem and a lack of supply, this is giving you like a little bit more options if you want to go your own route and you want to have the home of your dreams that literally is in your head. You can make this a reality.
That's right. Gina and I have been talking to the legislators also about what can the government do to subsidize or give incentives to contractors to help spur different programs for construction. So if there are abilities, you know, possibilities for the government to give incentives to have them build homes and then get a tax benefit, or the government help with part of the infrastructure costs, that'll definitely kickstart movement to help our housing shortage.
There you go. Hey, and you know what? We always answer all your emails. We see your comments on YouTube, everybody. So if you have experiences with applying for this GURA first-time home owners program, if you have, you know, good and bad, we want to hear all of it. So please leave us a comment, and we'd love to hear like the feedback about how these segments are benefiting you, hopefully in one way or the other. So ladies, thank you so much. I'll talk to you guys next week.
Thank you so much, Jason.
House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
Le dije, vamos a hacer maldades. Vuelvo, yo te traje. Pago allá el mahones si no baila pa' que sale. Yo mi aquí están mis anormales. Qué cabrón, tú mueves ese nalga. Esto es pa' las nenas nuevas, pa' los nenes, pa' la vida.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo Select Care.
Hop a day, thank you for joining me for your weekly renewal. Here we are with part 2 with Kathy Calvo. Welcome back, Kathy.
Thank you for having me.
Last question, as I am now entering this new stage in life, you're one of my 5 older sisters, and I often look to you all on how to navigate the next stage. And it's rarely talked about, but women go through different, cycles. And when we get to this perimenopause or menopause stage, I know whether it's at home or in the workplace, there are things to kind of work through this new stage. Is there anything that you could share that might help me and our viewers how best to cope through those changes?
I fully believe that our mind and our body, there's some synchronicity in it, wellness. Yeah. The first thing that I would personally do is ensure that the body is healthy. And going to a doctor, I'm a huge advocate of preventative maintenance in our health, and going and having annual checkups to ensure that you're ahead of the game. Your physical health, mental health, there's so many opportunities for seeking somebody for counseling, if not a friend, behavioral health, on Guam, and working through that, working with your pastor, working in your HR department. At Payless, we try to make sure that we are able to work with any of our employees who are going through some issues regarding mental health. And I also believe it's important to have a balance in our life. For me personally, ever since college, it's been important for me to exercise as a means of relief and releasing a lot of stress. And I get up at 4:30 a.m. or 4:15 and meet friends, and we walk. It used to be marathon running, and now it's walking and jogging. Yoga classes when I have a chance to participate. Finding a balance in our life is so critical. And also my faith. Going to church, finding whatever it is that brings you down to centering your core. I don't really believe that it's one particular specific solution, because everyone comes to the table with a different issue.
So a very holistic approach.
That's what I would suggest.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kathy.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you all. I'll see you next time on your weekly renewal.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo's Select Care.
Everything we build is from the ground up. Every great idea, every crazy idea, every next idea, every truck, and everything in it. Everything you hear, everything you see, everything you feel when you drive it. We put everything we have into our trucks, so you get everything out of them. We're Ram. Trucks are what we do.
All this month, we're celebrating women's history with Her Story, shining a light to focus on all the amazing, unique, and powerful stories centered on women across our island. Her story is being written. Her story is unstoppable. Join us across the stations and platforms of KUAM to celebrate women making waves in different industries across our community. Her Story is now. Presented by Coast 360. Together we thrive, and these fine products available at Payless Supermarkets. Health Check is brought to you locally by Island Cancer Center.
And thank you for having us here. We're from the Medical City in Ortigas in Manila, and it's the sister hospital also of GRMC, or Guam Regional Medical City. You would always hear of people going to the Philippines or people going to GRMC or in the other facilities here with symptoms already of a certain disease, right? A heart problem, diabetes, someone getting screened for cancer. But it shouldn't be that way, actually. It should be you are to be more proactive in doing, shall we say, health checks or wellness checks. You get to be screened on a yearly basis, on an annual basis, on your present state. And that's the best way to actually catch the diseases early on, for you to have a better prognosis of certain disease, right? So you would always hear of executive checkups happening. I visited the Philippines for my executive checkup, which is the best way to actually be more proactive in taking care of your health. And we provide that in the medical city, and in such a way that we have a close connection with the primary care physicians here, the facilities here in GRMC. So we have, in a way, a continuity of care kind of a relationship, wherein we have doctors from here who would also see you in Manila. So they see you here, but they also get to manage you when you're in Manila because they're also there. They also visit. And that's the kind of setup that we have in our facility, wherein there's really a continuity of care happening. And
so for patients here, it's not like you have to be seen by a physician or a specialist here, and then if you should have to go to the PI and avail of your services, you start all the way over from scratch. You're basically being taken care of across the spectrum.
That's true. And we've provided some of the facilities here direct access to the electronic medical records. So they can actually look into your records. It can be real time, and would be able to get to know of what's happening with you while you're in the Philippines, and get to connect with your doctor there in the Philippines. So doctor-to-doctor relationship has greatly improved. In the same way, tracking of the results and having access real-time to your records have greatly improved. So these are the things that made it easier for the patient in terms of his or her actual journey going to the Philippines and back here. So I guess that's a selling point. The actual patient experience has greatly improved.
And Dr. Casala, if I may, the actual process of screening, like myself, I turned 50 last year. Colonoscopies have actually, for men, have been reduced from, it used to be like 50, right? And then it was 48, and now it's 45, right?
Yeah, well, our wellness checkup is focusing more on predictive medicine and early diagnosis, because otherwise it's just the usual executive checkup that you see in other institutions, then it's not very useful. The reason why you want to have an executive checkup is, one, get an early diagnosis if you're suffering from a disease, predict what's going to happen to you depending on the results that you get every year. So this is what we call a predictive medicine and early diagnosis checkup. So we have this test, like, for example, spot mass, which will detect early if you are prone or you have early cancer. And with regular checkup as well, the laboratory results and findings using predictive medicine based on studies on different people, we can predict what will happen to you in the future. And we can prevent that already by providing lifestyle changes, medication, and frequent screening tests to detect where exactly is the cancer coming from. So
early detection is so key.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're like, for example, this is spot mass test is a test that detects circulating DNA from very early cancer in the colon, in the intestines, in the pancreas, in the prostate, in the breast, and in the liver. So if it is detected by the spot mass, then, for example, it says you have a circulating DNA for colon cancer. Then therefore, the doctor will have to be very, very detailed in doing the colonoscopy because it's still very, very small. And even if you don't see it, because there's already a circulating DNA, it means that you have to do your colonoscopy much shorter rather than, let's say, the recommendation is if it is negative, you do it 5 years after. But if the spot mass is positive that you have an early colon cancer, then maybe you can do it after 6 months or every
monitor.
Find it. So you can detect the cancer early and treat it early.
And one thing I've always appreciated about the medical city and you gentlemen and your colleagues is the technology there is state of the art and the techniques are world class, like I said. And you'll be soon rolling out some robotics, and I'm sure you know when it comes to surgery, the incisions are more minimally invasive than they have been, and I mean. So with respect to the both of you in your training, and a robot is probably more precise.
Robotic surgery is basically laparoscopic, but you now have the machine to make it really precise and make the field really, magnified, so that the surgeon can easily do the procedure and do not miss any thing to remove. And at the same time, it will lessen the complication.
So the surgeon will instruct the robot what techniques to perform, and then the robot will do it to perfection.
So they will always say, is it the robot doing the procedure? So it's going to be the surgeon just watching there and the robot doing the whole thing. No, it's not. The surgeon would be probably 2 feet away from the actual patient. And you'd have microports, little hands inside the abdomen, right? Inflated abdomen. You have good visibility of everything there. Now, you did not have to excise the whole thing with a huge excision and open it up. It's like minute holes are created in your abdomen. The surgeon now has full control of those instruments inside the abdomen. He's just 2 feet away. Whatever movement the fingers would be doing, the surgeon's fingers, would now be animated by the robot inside your abdomen. So it's still the surgeon doing it, but the surgeon is off the field.
And any resultant like scars would be less. Is the recovery time faster?
Definitely. Yeah. So that's the advantage of having such a procedure, because recovery time is much shortened. Yeah. There's safety. It's unparalleled, and of course it limits the complications, possibility of complications happening.
Doc, what kinds of procedures does this robotics technique like?
Yeah, well, the most common procedure that is now very popular is for prostate cancer. Prostate cancer, because doing an open surgery for prostate cancer is very bloody, and it's very difficult because you cannot look under during the procedure. But with the robotics, the camera can look and magnify everything, so the surgeon will have an easier time to remove in total the prostate cancer. And at the same time, when the surgeon has a little tremors like that, the robot will address that. So that
can I ask you, gentlemen, because we live in a world now where the terms artificial intelligence for many different industries tends to make people like a little bit nervous, but for the work that you two gentlemen and your colleagues do and everything like that, how liberating, how satisfying is it for you to be able to save lives?
AI really helps a lot in making sure that we don't miss anything, and we get to get the results earlier. For example, in radiology procedure, because of AI learning over time, different images can be read by the AI, so that when you have a lot of X-rays, the AI can give an initial reading, and the radiologist can look into it and confirm whether that's also his reading.
So it somehow builds on added confidence level in terms of accuracy of certain diagnosis, right? But the actual doctor is still there. The actual clinical eye is still there.
It's supplementary, not replacement.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
For example, AI has been there for a long time, like the simple electrocardiogram. Before you do the electrogram and then you read it. But now the electrocardiogram machine, when you get, there's already a reading there. And then just have to look whether is it really correct or not. Or if you're not a cardiologist, for example, you're a general practitioner, once you get the ECG and you get the reading there, then it helps you a lot.
Okay.
Right?
Well, again, the contributions that the both of you have made to our island community and to the practice of medicine overall certainly are not going unappreciated, and we thank you both of you gentlemen for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. This is Mossy.
Health Check is brought to you locally by Island Cancer Center.
And that's it for this week's episode, everybody. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure to check out our YouTube channel at KUAM News for the very latest in health, home, and lifestyle, and all of our shows. I'm Jason Salas. Stay healthy, Guam. Health, Home, and Lifestyle is brought to you by the Medical City, your trusted partner in health.